All right, guys. Mr. Barry Krause beaming in from out of state, about to hit the golf course for the day. Barry, how are you?
Hey, doing great. Beautiful day. Can't wait to get out. But I'm looking forward to talking with you a little bit further about how really well this is working out for me, and it's something that I kind of saw coming, and I guess I didn't really want to acknowledge it, but when I look at the pictures before and where I am now, I'm really happy.
One of the secrets with multi-unit hair grafting, thank you, Barry, is the density that we can create in a single procedure. And the beauty of it is we're using a range of different grouping or graft sizes. So the very front of Barry's hairline, where you want to be able to see through it just a little bit, we put smaller grafts. Behind that, we put the multi-unit hair grafts. And just like hair loss kind of sneaks up on you, when the hair regrows, it's kind of gradual, isn't it? You go through those phases, Barry, and then you have a moment where you look in the mirror and go,
yeah,
there's my hair again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting how gradually, I guess, you get used to it. You're losing hair and you don't really want to, I guess, acknowledge it, or you don't really see it. And all of a sudden, something wakes you up, and that's what happened with me. My wife and I were talking about it, and she said, Barry, maybe this is a good idea, maybe to look into that. So it was just wonderful to meet with you and to now see this and see where I am now. It's incredible. I mean, it has filled out perfectly. I mean, and I was there were numerous times where my buddies from high school would tell me that I had plugs done in my hair, and this was way before I ever had this done. This was years ago, which was not true, but it was just the way they started to, I guess it's, regress, and I started losing that hair, and it looked like I was doing something. But, that was my thought too. It's like, okay, if I have this done, what's it really going to look like? But it is right. I mean, the doc did a fantastic job along the lines of where it was. And I can't believe that. That's unbelievable.
Well, that's the key, is when we're designing what's right for somebody, we're looking at a number of different factors. Obviously, everybody's unique. And one of the benefits of what we do is we're tailoring what we're doing. This is not a cookie cutter approach. And part of that is also in the way we approach the procedure on procedure day. You had this general thinning pattern where you have a thinning over quite a large area, actually. And the way we treat that technically is we say, okay, it's best to transplant evenly through that to help to allow for any future hair loss of what's not transplanted. Now, sometimes, depending on how much loss you've got, some of the existing hair gets in the way. And we give the patient an option to trim down the recipient area just to make it a little bit more accurate for the physician. Now, not everyone has to do that. You had the luxury of being able to do that. And what that did was it gave us a slightly more uniform long-term approach. Now, there are ways, like I said, to work through the existing hair, but if you have the flexibility to do it, you can't, you can wear a hat, or you've got the flexibility, then it's a great thing. What you're seeing here, we're going to kind of talk you through that progression, because I know guys forget, 3 days post-transplant, grafts are looking good. This is nice and clean. The little scabs are forming. At this point, you're washing gently. By the time you hit about 6 days, the little scabs start to come off. And that's what you see here. They're lifting. The transplanted hair will fall out with the little scabs. This is 12 days post-procedure. Now, what a lot of guys will do here is they'll buzz it short to kind of limit the contradiction. But at this stage, all the scabs are gone. A lot of the transplanted hair will fall out, but the little seed or the bulb of the transplant hair sits under the surface, goes into a resting stage. Now, once you hit 21 days post-transplant, you can start doing things like Rogaine, which I know you're doing.
Right.
The physician prescribed finasteride. 1 month, you're already starting to see a little bit of growth. A lot of what you're seeing here is the non-transplanted hair growing back, starting to balance up. 2 months later, early stage growth. At this point, the hair is kind of transparent. So you're not really seeing it in some light. Some light, you'll see it. You go, hang on, I think it's starting to grow. 3 months, you really start to see things going. And this is a really nice segue to kind of where we're at 5 months. And if we look at where you are now, you can see the massive change between 3 and 5 months, and even between 3 and 4 months. I mean, it's really, really noticeable. And even, you know, to where we're at today. And if we jump out of this, now you don't happen to have a comb or a brush handy, do you?
I sure do.
Do us a favor. Sort of come a little bit closer to the camera. Comb through the hair for us, Barry. So we can kind of see how natural.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Pretty
good.
Do that one more time for me.
It's filling in.
It's thick, man. What does your lovely wife think?
Oh, she loves it. She's very happy that I'm happy. And it was just something that was starting to slip away. I mean, I didn't even realize where I had, where I was. And that's why with her encouragement to go, you know what, Barry, you really do need to look into it. You are starting to lose your hair. And it's like, and that's the same thing as my dad. My dad, as he got older, he all of a sudden had a little island here. It had started separating, and I didn't want that again. So, I made a really major move, and I'm really pleased. I mean, I'm really happy for what I went through to do it, but how it's come out so fantastic. And like you said, this is only 5 months. I mean, what's going to happen in a year? That's incredible. I mean, really.
Yeah, it's amazing. What I mean, there's so many guys out there thinking about hair transplants. We do a lot of procedures here. A lot of guys go elsewhere. Some guys go overseas. The follow-up after the procedure, the whole process, I mean, I've been through it myself, so I understand it is an emotional jump. You're kind of putting yourself out there. You had a very successful professional sporting career, of course, and to some guys, the stigma around doing something like this for yourself. Before we got on air here, we were talking about how time stops for no man. And we all have a point where we realize kind of what's important in life, and sometimes looking after yourself and doing something for yourself is important about that. What would you have to say about something like that?
I think it's fantastic. It's really helped my self-esteem as I get older. I'm now 66 on Social Security. I try to basically, ride the bike, stationary bike, 45 minutes every day. I'm trying to stay in great shape. I realize there's a mortality. I've had very close friends of mine pass. And, I think one of the major things that I've now really realized is my self-esteem. It really has helped me feel good about myself. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm doing a lot more physical work. I'm playing more golf. I'm doing more things. So it's really made me feel great. And, no one even knows it either. No one knows that I did this. They just think I've got a head of hair. So, going through the process of having it done to where we are now, I am so happy. It's fantastic.
Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody you see. Of course, we've got that VIP page on the website at We Grow Hair Indy, and your trust in us and the mutual relationship we've developed by working with you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know the journey's still got a way to go. We're gonna get some more footage moving forward, but can't wait to see you with even more hair, and it's just awesome. Thank you.
And I want to reach out to everybody, that any men that are thinking about it. There's a great opportunity for you now. The technology. Look at what's happened with me. For you to take the next step and do that. I know you might be going, well, financially, I might not be able to do it, but they have financial plans that take care of you. So if you really want to get it done, you really want to feel good about yourself as we go into the fourth quarter as a football player, fourth quarter of your life. I mean, in my situation, or even if you're younger, it's just incredible how I've seen a lot of young kids around me that are younger, and they have lost their hair. And you know, I don't think you have to go through that now. There's options for you, and this is a fantastic option. And I would encourage you to get a consultation with Darren and take a look at what you can have. I mean, it really can make a change in your life, and it's a great time to start it early, or in my case, a little bit later in life. But boy, it's kicking me all the way through. I feel fantastic, and I'm so glad I did it.
Barry, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Awesome.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Darren.